Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular here at Mr. Super Oz, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the channel. It exists because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. Volume 1 is called All Day Long. If you follow the link in the description of this video, you can get yourself hats, shirts, posters, all kinds of fun things. But most importantly, you can get the story itself. And the more people that pick up the story, the greater the chances are that there can be continued adventures with these heroes. Thank you. After that open rolls, enjoy the video. If you could, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. Enjoy. But speaking of champions, speaking of championships and title defenses, last week William Regal smarted his way into the IC title. Edge was not pleased with this, so do you think you know me comes out to the ring, and he cuts himself a promo saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm young, I'm a little impulsive, but you know what? I'm also young and ready to go. So William Regal, get out here. I want my rematch." You know, dun 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 dun. William Regal's Regal music plays. And he says, "Youngin, you might be young and impulsive, but me, I am seasoned and I'm smart. The Intercontinental Championship, it has a long lineage,
indeed. Indubitably,
and so within that lineage of the championship, it has long been established that the champion must defend every 30 days. Well, I don't know what your calendar looks like here in America, but for us in England, our calendar, our 30 days, it doesn't come around once a week. That's a once a month type of thing, son. And so I will not be defending the Intercontinental Championship against you. So Lance Norman is by his side throughout this, because he was there at ringside to help Regal get the title on his shoulder or around his waist, however it lies. And so Regal has outsmarted Edge. And so Lance Storm asks for the mic, and reaches out for it, and he says, "Your Lordship, I brought you someone else to learn under your tree. He's a man who has high regard for the championship you hold, and he has agreed to take out this refuge, this problem that we have, and jumping Edge from behind and setting up our next match is Mr. Perfect." And so tonight, in the opening contest of Smackdown, it is Mr. Perfect versus Edge, because Edge can't get his title match that he wants, but Mr. Perfect does, like I said, hold high reverence for the Intercontinental Championship, and thus he is aligned with Lance Storm and William Regal for the short period of time that I have him. Because, Mr. Perfect's awesome. I love Mr. Perfect. He did such great work with the Intercontinental title, and the fact is, like I said, with the idea that he won't be long for this world, he loses to Edge in the opening contest.
Gotcha.
So as Edge is making his way up to up the ramp and back to the back, we have random interviewer number 3. I don't know who it is.
Not number 3.
So just the low string person, whoever's working Velocity that weekend. They're in the back, and they're with the general manager of Smackdown, Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, and she's just excited about this new horizon that they're on with Alpha Entertainment Worldwide. And she announces the main event of this week's Smackdown, but before she can finish talking about it, she gets interrupted by X Factor. That being Albert.
Dealing with the X Factor.
Well, I mean, so they're in the back, so the music's not playing. Oh, okay, but X-Pac walks up with Albert and Credible, and they're disrespectful, we'll say, to Stephanie. They think that they had it the titles in their grasp last week, and she says, I believe in you three. I think that all three of you have tremendous talent, and that's why I've put you in the main event here tonight. And so they're very pleased with this. Albert and Credible, they high five, and X-Pac, he's smiling. You can see his pearly whites through the that thick black beard. And she says, I've booked you. Actually, I booked you, or I put you in the main event. I put you in there with the world champion, actually. And then all their faces drop. There are no more high fives, there's no more smiles. They're what? She's like, my husband, Triple H, has agreed to be in the main event tonight. His partners are the immortal Hulk Hogan, and now their sad faces turn to their jaws on the floor, and the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock. And now they don't want this. They don't want none of this.
This is so great because I could see Xbox reaction.
And so, in the main event, we have... so, obviously, Josiah has laid the groundwork for Hunter hanging out with Ric Flair in the jet and in the limousine this past week. Yep. This week, I'm going to have Triple H walk by his wife, steal a kiss on his way to the ring for the main event. But Triple H hasn't done anything heelish yet. Yeah. He's just very happy with himself. He knows that he's a cut above because
he's a top tier athlete in a world of lower tier athletes.
Exactly. And so he, like I said, he hasn't done anything villainous. He's just very happy with himself.
He's feeling himself a lot.
And so
he knows he's great. And
so just like Josiah was trying to sing some Uncle Cracker for us earlier, we start the main event with X Factor coming out together. But then we spend the next 15, well, it's going to feel like 15 minutes.
Well, let's see, hold up. You have a Rock entrance, so it's just 20 minutes. You have a Hogan entrance, which is like 50 minutes. and then Triple H's entrance in 2000, which
2002,
2002. Yeah. Which is ungodly long. So, yeah.
So the main event match itself will be about 12 minutes. But the getting to the match is going to be about 12 minutes as well. Yeah. So 24 minutes.
No, wait, 24 minutes.
because entrances plus match are like the whole last half of the show.
That's great.
But yeah, so it goes like this. Like I said, X Factor comes out. Then we do The Rock because, if you're not going on last, he wants to come out first.
Yep.
Hogan is sandwiched between. He's going to...
I'm surprised his ego can take that.
Exactly. And so Trips does his spit and water thing.
That everyone has mimicked, so it's okay.
And so, realistically, Albert is the only guy on the X Factor side who has the size to take the beatdown that...
Oh, so Albert gets his ass kicked the whole match. Got it.
Well, no. What I mean is, anytime that The Rock goes like... and hits Albert, he can take it. He doesn't bump for it. Whereas X-Pac and Credible will.
Are flying around the ring.
Right. So the two smaller gentlemen in X Factor are bumping all over the. But every time they tag in Albert, he takes the beating, but doesn't go down. Is the point? That's the story we're telling this whole match. So whether Hogan tries to big boot him, he'll stagger, hit the ropes, bounce back, but not go down. So in the climax of the match, like I said, keep in mind Albert is taking hits but not going down. Yep. In the climax of the match, X-Pac is an egomaniac and tags himself in off the back of Albert. Gets in. He takes a rock bottom. Hogan begs for the tag. Rocky tags him in. He drops the leg on X-Pac, and Triple H says, "All right, it's my turn." Hogan tags in Hunter. Hunter picks up his best bud, Sean Waltman, pedigree, and so we go home with the babyface side.
It's all about the game playing on the loudspeakers.
Exactly. So while the Rock, Hogan, Hunter team is posing, they get jumped from behind by Albert, X-Pac, and Credible, but only momentarily, just so that we can go home with Rocky hitting his most electrifying move on Justin Credible. So he hits the spine buster to the people's elbow. We roll credits, and Rock finishes